Hi Papercrafters! Welcome to another Design with Jo video. I'm Joanne Rogers, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Alberta, Canada, and I've been designing with you in mind since 1999. Today I'm sharing a quick and easy fun fold card. It's one that will fold flat to go into your envelope, but then pops up once it's out of the envelope and it will actually stand up on its own. It showcases my little punch art bunny from last week, and if you need to catch that video, check the link below. And if you've only got a few minutes, this is a great card to put together. Okay, so this is everything that you need. You're going to need your classic label punch, your basic gray stamp pad, your Happy Easter from the Teeny Tiny Wishes, and I'm just going to show you that set. So it's on page 36 of our current catalog, so this is the 2017-18 one, and there are 24 different greetings here, and they all will fit onto the classic label punch. This is sort of my go-to set for lots of little sayings, so you might want to check that one out. And what you're also going to need, you're going to need one bunny. So you need a piece of the Fresh Florals paper, and your size for this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. You need 2 pieces of Whisper White. I've got 2 here, and they are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You need a scrap of Smoky Slate. You need the second largest scallop circle out of the framelets, the layering circles framelets. So you can see that it is next in line to the largest guy here. You're going to need a little length of your 1/4 inch organza white Whisper White ribbon. And then for adhesives, you are going to need a few different ones. You're going to need your snail or liquid glue. You're going to need some dimensionals, your tear and tape, and we're also going to put a glue dot on there. The first thing we're going to do is take our Happy Easter and stamp it in our basic gray and just stamp down onto your Smoky Slate. Then you're going to use your classic label punch upside down, and I want mine to be in the center as much as possible. And punch. So now to put together our card, take your designer paper and you're going to give it a fair bit of snail. Oops. Fair bit of snail. You want to make sure it's going to be adhered in the middle because we are going to be cutting out this middle. So you're going to lay that in the center of your cardstock and glue it down. And I'm going to take this now and I'm going to cut out my scallop. I'm going to put it right into the center of my card. So I'll run that through my Big Shot and I'll be right back. So here we've cut out our scallop circle, and there is one other thing that I'd like you to do. So before you take your framelit out, or even before you can take your metal part off, your die off, maybe just mark yourself 2 little lines, very faint little lines. Hopefully you can see them there. I've got one on the inside of the scallop and one on the outside. We're going to match those up. It's going to make it easy for us once we're done because this is all one pattern and we want the pattern to be exact when we put the card together. So once you've done that, then you can just pop out your scallop circle. It should come out just by itself. And now we're ready to score it. And one thing I did forget to tell you, you do need your Simply Scored or you need your Stampin' Trimmer to do the scoring. So where you're going to need to score is you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 1/2, and 5 inches. Okay, so we're going to start with the 5 inches and go the opposite way. So I move my cardstock up to the 5, and I'm going to make sure that I use my scoring blade, which is the light tan one. And I'm just going to score that back and forth a little bit. Then you want to go to 4 1/2 and do the same thing. Go to 1 inch. And you can just see it here, the 1 inch. Do the same thing. And then the last one we're going to do is the 1/2 inch, and the 1/2 inch is right here. And there is a little bit of a lip right there that on the right hand side that you can butt your paper up against. I usually hold it in place with my finger when I close that plastic guide, and then I can score it for 1/2 inch. Okay. So now that I have them scored, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the white piece. Okay, now that we've done that, you can just pull out your folding bone And we will go ahead and just crease all of our lines. And you want to actually create a little bit of a valley. So on each side is going to be a valley down in there. See how that's a valley? And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you've got a fold that looks like this. And you're going to do the same thing to burnish up your edges of the piece that has the designer paper. So I'm just going to fold in. You will need to use a little bit more pressure on this one because there's two pieces of paper. Even though it's not two pieces of cardstock, there is a little bit more resistance to the fold. So one of the things I should have mentioned just a little bit earlier as well, you want to make sure when you're putting your designer paper down that you're also putting your glue, your adhesive, right to the outside edges, because there's only a very little bit, just about 3/8 of an inch here on the edge, and if it's not down really well, this piece here will actually poke up. I have had that happen, so there's just a quick tip for you. So again, you want these to be creating a valley fold. So a valley fold is like this. Think of the V. And so I've got this one backwards. I have to fold it the other way. There we go. So that's what you should have. And then even though we did a V on this one, it's going to be the back of the card. So here's how it goes together. We are going to place these two together, glue them together there, and then when you pull it out, it will lie flat. So I'm going to use some tear and tape to do this. I've got a little bit of glue there. I'm going to use tear and tape because it's going to have a stronger hold, and my tear and tape is going to go down the sides just on the outer 1/2 inch. And I'm going to put mine right to the edge, and I'm actually going to give myself 2 here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So if you have a problem getting this off, take your piercing tool and go right under the edge and lift it up and then pull it up. If you have some tape that goes over the edge, just take your finger and fold it back so that, and it'll stick right to itself because you don't want any to be extending beyond the edge. I'm going to leave this one here for now, and I'm going to put down this side. So you want to match these up completely, and I'm going to try not to get my head in the way. I'm going to go right on top of it and go right to the opposite end so that it is completely aligned there. See, and you don't have any glue inside. And this one, because my glue went crooked, I'm going to pull that one off. I have 2 actually. Pull those 2 off, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit right along the edge. Because you do want it along the edge because that's where it's going to get a little bit of the wear. People are going to be opening and closing it. This time, just fold the card from one side to the other and just fold it flat. Okay, now for the rest of the card. So if you remember, you put that little line, you're going to match that up. Now, if you didn't, you're going to be trying to figure out where this fits, and it'll fit anywhere because those scallops are the same. But we want to match it up so that we have our lines going in the proper direction. So what I'm going to do is put some dimensionals on the back of that. And then once you've put that down, you can pop it out so it will sit right there. We're going to take our bunny. Again, if you need the video for making the bunny, check out the link below. I'm going to put some dimensionals on him as well. You can see that I was using up some extra gray there. It's okay though because nobody's going to see the back of your card. Take that off. And you're going to put him right in the middle. Now might be a good time to grab the eraser on your pencil and just take those little pencil marks off of there. It's done. My Happy Easter is just going to go across the top, and I'm going to apply that with some snail. Try and get it into the middle, get it straight. So now you have your bunny there. I've taken my ribbon and I've turned it into a little bow. And if you need some instruction on making bows a really quick and easy way, I have a video, a really short little video for that as well. So I've taken my ribbon and put it on top of a glue dot, pull that off, and then I'm going to push it up here. And I'm just going to trim that just the slightest bit so that it doesn't get in the way of my greeting. And this one as well. Okay, and there you go. There's your card. Now you're ready to start crafting your own. I've got all the supplies in the description. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you do, please like it below and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I've got lots of great ideas there. And if you live in Canada and you don't yet have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your gal. Also check out my blog at www.designwithjo.ca. I post regularly and I would love to have you join in. Thanks very much. Happy Easter.